Welcome back to Unboxing Logistics. I'm your host, Lori Boyer of EasyPost. Folks, we are in the thick of holiday season. I hope you're surviving. I hope you are not just surviving, I hope you're thriving and having a wonderful peak season. I know that for a lot of us, we're buried in the orders and the shipments and everything right now, but it's not too early to be thinking 2026. What are your plans coming out of Q4? So we're going to be talking about sourcing today. I know it's a big topic for a lot of you, and I have brought on my friend Mattia from Alibaba.com, who knows everything you could possibly want to know about sourcing, and he is going to answer all of our questions. Mattia, can you introduce yourself a little bit to our Unboxing Logistics family?
Hi, Laurie. Thanks for having me and for having Alibaba.com. It's pleasure and honor to be part of your podcast. I watch many of your episodes, so we're very thrilled to share our knowledge with your clients and audience.
Fantastic. That is awesome. Okay, we are closing up this season of the podcast. And one question we've been asking this season that I want to ask you as well is who is a person or even a role that you really admire in this industry? And tell us a little bit about that.
I admire right now anyone that can transform AI into a person. We are launching a lot of new AI features, and sometimes these features don't have a soul, don't have a person. So anyone in the industry and any platform, any client, any member that can transform AI in a more human being, that is like my role model right now.
I love that. That's totally a unique take. And I am super all about that. People, if you are those AI heroes of ours out there, because I think that's so true. There's so many tools, there's amazing, really cool uses of AI. Let us know in the comments or shoot me an email. What are you doing? How is it working? What have your successes been? Yeah, I would love to hear. Maybe we can even have some of you come on the podcast and tell us about what you're doing. That sounds fantastic. Okay, Mattia, to our topic. Let's talk sourcing. I talk to different brands, shippers all the time. Okay. And sourcing can be a little bit of a stress, right? What are you seeing are kind of, especially in that kind of typical mid-size e-commerce, but even down to the little small ones, what are people really stressed about when it comes to sourcing?
Lord, as you know, I work for Alibaba.com, that is the largest marketplace in the world when it comes to B2B. Many of in the US, our platform is still conceived as a platform to source product from China and from Asia in general. Right now, we have more than 200,000 sellers from 200 countries and regions, and we have more than 200 million products. I come from Italy, that's my own country. Thousands of Italian brands and European brands that are selling through Alibaba.com. Today, sourcing is global. The supply chain is global. So for a medium-sized business, sometimes it's very challenging, not only to understand how the supply chain works, but also to understand the supplier that we have in our platform, but usually their procurement office, they don't have a procurement office. So they need to understand who's the best supplier, who can ship the product in time, how to verify if the supplier is reliable, what kind of feedbacks other buyers posted. So that's why when I said at the beginning that my role model is someone that can personalize, humanize AI. We're doing this in Alibaba. We are supporting micro and small businesses with our AI tools that really understand what our small businesses are facing right now. A lot of them need to change their suppliers. They need in suppliers that are local, that are here in the US, but also that are from other countries and regions. So our goal is really to be a partner, a human partner with AI tools to any company that needs support when it comes to sourcing.
Yeah, so it sounds like what I'm hearing is you're seeing companies who are really stressed with not having the knowledge, they understand. I mean, supply chain is massively complex. Trust me, if you're feeling like you don't get it, I don't get it either half the time, and I've been in the industry and done all the reading. So, super complex, and it's changing a lot. We see changes all the time, and I get people say, "Should I be moving my sourcing away from China into other countries? Should I be not should I just be domestic within my own country, whatever that country may be?" What changes have you seen that you feel like maybe over the last 3 to 5 years, what are the biggest changes that you've noticed?
A lot of changes. I started my career 25 years ago, and I was supporting Italian companies to export all over the world. And we were organizing trade shows, trade missions in China, here in the US, across the globe, and they needed assistance in different way. Today, AI is a revolution. I always say that in the past we had three important periods. The first one was internet. There was that enabled everyone in the world to communicate instantly.
Mattia, you and I are almost like pre-internet at this stage. We're getting old, right?
Yes.
Early career was early internet. Yeah.
Yes, and everyone was in the same position. So, the first time a company from China could communicate directly here
Oh.
in the US. And actually, Alibaba.com was created in 1999 because our founder was looking for beer in a search engine, and he couldn't find any Chinese beer. So he decided to build Alibaba.com designed
Wow.
to be like this platform where companies from all over the world could find Chinese suppliers. Now, as I said, we are a global platform. The second revolution that I see, where companies from all over the world were put in the same position, was COVID. Everywhere in the world, companies had to face this challenge. And the third revolution is AI, because AI is revolutionizing how businesses are doing e-commerce, and especially B2B e-commerce. That's why we are changing our platform. Each single feature is now being redesigned. As many of you know that in our group, we are developing our AI platforms. So these platforms are really supporting small businesses to select the right suppliers, to understand who is the right supplier, to understand if their idea, their is right. Maybe you want to launch a makeup line in the United States, and you don't know the colors, you don't know what kind of packaging, what kind of certifications. So our platform right now enables all companies to have a better understanding of the business plan. And the second part is to communicate with suppliers from all over the world. So we have launched in our platform two features. That one is called Copilot. Basically, the Copilot can support our buyers, our any businesses that is looking to buy products directly on Alibaba, in any communication, in posting the request for quotation, in understanding maybe you want to purchase 1,000 chairs, but you don't know which chairs are trendy or which colors here in the US are currently sold. So our platform really support in creating a request for quotation for you, and will highlight if you're missing, for example, certification, time of delivery, any information that it really can support to receive the right quotation. But also, our AI now can compare quotation for you, can create the image of your product that you have in your mind, and also can support the comparison of different quotations. So it will tell you, will guide you, and to understand which is the best supplier for you.
Okay, so you're the AI. So where you're seeing AI being really big in sourcing really has to do with it can help. Like, let's just pretend I'm a random brand and I'm going out and I say, I'm wanting to make a scrunchie company, to sell hair scrunchies. Um, but I don't know what supplier I should go. So the AI would then give me lists of options of supply, or do what I put in, like, here's all the kinds of things that I'm thinking that I want from scrunchies and all the stats. And then it brings up comparisons based on like what data, I guess. Where is the AI piece come in? I'm curious about that.
Okay, we have two solutions right now. One that is really focused in supporting what we call creators. Anyone that has an idea to launch a product. This platform is called Axio.com. So it's ACCIO.com, and basically is our new sourcing agent. We'll work with you to understand if your idea is suitable for the market. We give you recommendation on what kind of products are already in the market, the price range, and then we guide you to create and to source the best suppliers for your product.
So it gives you a little bit of kind of market research, competitors, all of that. Okay.
And then we recommend you some suppliers. And these suppliers are not only from Alibaba.com. As I mentioned, we have 200,000 suppliers. Also are from our sister companies. We recently invested in the largest B2B marketplace in Europe that is called Visible. So all the suppliers, 2 million suppliers from Europe that are listed in Visible, that are the Euro pages. If anyone of you is familiar with Euro pages, you can find suppliers from Europe as well. And we will open to any B2B store in the net. So as a creator, as a new entrepreneur, if you're searching for products, we can recommend the right product for you, no matter if it is in Alibaba or anywhere else in the net.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's talk about sourcing strategies in general. So, you got an e-commerce company out there, they're trying to sell. Um, let's say their sourcing strategy, they don't really have one, maybe. I honestly, that's probably where it starts about half the time. There's not really a strategy, sort of throwing things at the wall and seeing if it sticks. Um, let's say they're in that position. What are your recommendations for them? Or maybe they do have like, okay, we're using these suppliers. I've used them for a long time. Prices are going up, or I'm seeing more. How do you develop a really good strategy around your suppliers and your sourcing?
Yeah, first thing that I always say is to do a competitor analysis. Your price, compare your price point with other brands and other companies that are selling a similar or comparable product to yours. Based on that, you can really understand if your price, your costs in production are feasible and are the right now. The second point is to find the right suppliers. How to find the right supplier? As I mentioned, we support with the AI. It takes time to understand. Knowledge is quite important. That's why AI really understand the needs of buyers. We have verified suppliers on Alibaba.com. These verified suppliers are not only verified by Alibaba, but they are verified by third-party agencies like certification companies like SGS, Bureau Veritas, TUV. In Europe, these companies certify not only that the company exists, that is a legit company, but also that their R&D capacity, their certification, their manufacturing plants, and so on.
But is it kind of common that they're just fraud out there, that there are fake companies? Like, how big are the risks when you're kind of just searching out suppliers?
I strongly recommend always to do a supplier assessment. We have also some podcasts, some webinars on how to vet the suppliers. As I mentioned, all our suppliers are vetted. My recommendation is always to check for the verified supplier badge to see the reviews from other buyers. Also the star rating system of the company, for how long this company has been an active suppliers in our platform in Alibaba.com.
Okay, if you just started 2 months ago, maybe I should be a little worried, or if nobody else has ever reviewed you, that's a concern, and somewhere that, I would hate for companies to lose everything because they pick the wrong supplier. So, okay, I kinda interrupted you, so I wanna make sure we're back on track. So you said strategy. Number 1, competitive analysis. Number 2, really making sure that you're finding the right suppliers, the right sourcing. Was there more?
Yes, and multiple suppliers.
Oh, so multiple suppliers. So recommendation here, don't rely on one supplier.
Even if you rely and you build a long-term relationship, I always recommend to find the right partner, not a supplier. So when you start, always start with a small quantity, and then this relationship should go for the long term. But always compare prices. Always have a backup plan. We saw what happened with COVID, where with the disruption of global supply chains, but also because you never know if there is a better supplier. And what we're seeing in Alibaba, what I said at the beginning, internet, COVID, the third one is AI. We say that we are seeing a democratization of AI. The use of AI in our platform by small and medium-sized businesses is rising in least developed countries of developing countries. The rate that small businesses are using AI, for example, in Southeast Asia, in India, in Africa, and in Latin America, it reaches the 85% of our features, while here in the US or is 60% and in Europe is less. That means that there are a lot of new suppliers that are using AI, that have new products, that have a new solution for your business.
Do you have a rule of thumb of how many? I mean, is 2 suppliers enough? Are you saying you should have 27 supply? Where is the happy kind of situation?
Well, it really depends on the business and the industry.
Everyone always says that, Mattia.
Yeah, I know you know that I'm an expert in the beauty industry. I used to be the global marketing director for Cosmoprof, so I know a lot of beauty companies, and they're always asking me how many suppliers should I have for the secondary packaging or for the primary packaging. Always say at least three.
Okay, so at least 3.
At least three. Yeah, always compare. Always compare.
And how often should you be switching it up?
It really depends. If you're happy with your usual suppliers, don't. But always, maybe for gadgets, small for miniature products, if you want to stay again in the beauty industry, try to challenge your partner with other suppliers. And this is my recommendation. It's in our job. It's in our job, but it works because if COVID happens or if there is a change in that we're seeing.
I talk to so many experts, and so many just say it's kind of the norm instead of an anomaly now. Is like, we just had to be ready that probably your supply chain's going to get disrupted somewhere, whether it's a natural disaster or a war or fighting and tariffs, and who knows, right? There's just stuff going on.
Also, logistic costs are a big component. If you are importing products, or even if you are sending product throughout the US, if your suppliers are here in the US or in other parts of the world, logistic costs are a big component.
Yeah.
So if you find another supplier and this can reduce your logistic costs, that will have an impact.
So that makes me think. So, I mean, because you mentioned, well, if you're happy with your supplier, stay with them. But should I like every 6 months be looking to see if there's a better deal or every year? Or I don't want to think like, oh, I love my suppliers and not realize that I'm actually overpaying because I haven't checked.
Yeah, after you do your competitive analysis, after I if you don't have a procurement team, really check for at least, let's say, two more suppliers, one closer to you and one with with more innovative approach. I think that can be a good number for a small businesses. And always open your eyes. Go to trade shows, search on Alibaba, and compare your products with your competitors.
You totally made me light up when you said that look for someone with an innovative approach because that is a key element for every business. So if you're listening out there, um, a little portion of whatever you're doing. I say the same with shippers. We deal with, I mean, with our carriers. A little bit should be trying out something new and trying something innovative. You don't want the bulk. You don't want 90% of your product to be coming through an innovative source, but a little bit should be trying out because you never know when you may just find an incredible, method or an incredible opportunity. I liked that as well that you said to bring, maybe one a little bit closer to home. When people do switch things up, when they're switching suppliers or maybe regions or what things kind of surprise them or catch them off guard or maybe are they not prepared for?
Yeah, right now Alibaba.com is the most downloaded app in Google and Apple. And I'm not saying this as a spot, a commercial, but I really want to say it because companies here in the US are diversifying their suppliers. We're seeing that we have 5 offices now across the US to really stay close to our clients. We have, Laurie, 21 million clients here in the US. So we have a large customer base from micro small businesses
Mhm.
to my favorite buyers that are creators, that are companies, entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs that are launching new products, to the big retailers that are sourcing for their products.
Okay, great. Um, so if somebody switches, maybe they see, wow, this supplier looks great. This price is amazing. Are there red flags that maybe I'm a little bit of a skeptic here. So I'm always like, is it too good to be true? What is a red flag that this supplier is maybe too good to be true and I should proceed cautiously?
Anyone should do a supplier assessment, no matter if you're searching for a product on Alibaba or any other platform, even in a trade show. You need to know, you need to check the reviews and everything that I said before. The red flags, it really depends. Always ask for samples. If, for example, your that is the first part. If you are a beauty brand, for example, you can ask for not customized samples. Then you can go to customized samples, and then you place the first order with minimum quantities. And then, if you are happy, you can scale up. Also, we see a lot of buyers there now, because they need to diversify. They're also traveling. We recently opened a new office in Mexico City, so we have a lot of US companies that are now going directly to check the factories. A lot of fashion companies are diversifying. Here in the US as well, you mentioned sourcing, that is the topic of today's podcast. But we have now thousands of US companies that are selling through Alibaba.com, because US companies are searching for products that are already here in the US, that are stocked here in the US. So we are welcoming a lot of brands that wants to sell wholesale here in the US, or they want to find a distributor, a retailer, an importer in other parts of the world. as I mentioned, I'm Italian. We have a lot of Italian brands that are selling through Alibaba.com, B2B wholesale here in the United States, from the best wine to pasta to biscuits. So if you're interested, also you can buy, if you want to buy in bulk, you can use Alibaba.com to buy Italian products or French products in bulk.
Oh, that's really interesting. So if you I was thinking as you mentioned sending the samples. Love that walkthrough of, and also visiting. I am such a huge proponent of getting your boots on the ground and kind of seeing what's going on in warehouses and making those decisions. But at the same time, there's kind of a wanting to do it fast, that sort of speed to market idea. How do you recommend balancing like kind of quality control with speed to try to be making sure that you're getting to your customers as quickly as you want?
Quality control, as I mentioned, is samples, and that is crucial.
So never bypass that step.
Never bypass that pass. Always ask if you're not 100% sure if a company is legit. We're here to support, so we can call the company, we can organize Zoom calls meeting with them. Our team is here to support. Also, verify their certifications. As you know, we have 200,000 suppliers just in Alibaba, but also if you're searching for supplier in other platform, always ask for copy of your certifications and double check this certification. And then there are the payment terms. So quality is important. You can check quality, but then it comes to payment terms and delivery time. Um, Compare. If you compare, you understand the price range. So usually there is not such a big difference. Secondly, compare the delivery time. You need a partner that can deliver not only for one order, but you are looking to build a long-term relationship. So you need to understand their R&D capacity, their manufacturing capacity, because in peak seasons like Double 11 that just ended in China, or Thanksgiving or Christmas time, you really need to check if your suppliers can handle peak seasons.
So I want to learn a little bit about how it works at Alibaba.com and what it would be like if I were, a seller or something and I were using you. Um, so the AI, for instance, you mentioned comparing all of those sort of contract pieces, the cost, but also the service level and the time. And do your AI tools like kind of put those comparisons together for me? I guess how does that work when I'm doing that comparing process through you?
We have multiple ways. The first one, you can, if you find a product on Alibaba.com, you already know the products that you're looking for. You can send a direct inquiry to the supplier after you did your sub supplier assessment. If you don't know, because there are too many suppliers, and you want to compare different quotation, we have what we call the RFQ marketplace, request for quotation marketplace. Our AI will support you to edit and to create also images of your product. If you don't have already, you're just an idea, you want to launch a new product, and we'll work with you to understand your business. Always remember that AI are conversational tools, so you need to explain your business. It's not just posting a request for quotation. And the request for quotation, you usually give 1 or 2 weeks, and different suppliers will answer to their request for quotation. And we can send you direct messages, and our AI tool will compare all these quotation for you. We create also a nice table with the different features, and we compare your needs with the supplier's quotation.
Okay, cool. So As well, once I've selected my suppliers and I'm working with them, do I work with them directly? Do I somehow go through Alibaba.com? How does that relationship look?
You can do both. Uh, our we don't take any commission on sales. This is something that a lot of small businesses don't know. Our business model is very different from any other e-commerce platform. We are a B2B platform. So, Laurie, imagine you need to buy a machinery from Germany.
Okay.
You will never transact probably hundreds of thousands of dollars through an e-commerce platform. So you probably need a contract. You probably need delivery time. You need payment terms that cannot be transacted in a platform. Majority of a transaction of a order that don't happen in Alibaba.com, and we tell you more how we make money, because that's the question that usually a small business asks me. But if you are a small business and maybe you're looking for packaging from a suppliers now in Vietnam, because we see a rise of packaging manufacturers in Vietnam. The first thing to do is to ask for samples. You can order the samples directly through Alibaba.com. You can pay for the sample in case the suppliers will ask you for the logistic costs, usually for international shipment, and then you have to place your first order, the first quantity. And I strongly recommend for the first orders to use Alibaba.com. We don't take any commission on sales. So really speak with a supplier that you find in Alibaba.com. I strongly recommend to keep the communication in our system, because if you place your order on Alibaba.com, you can use our trade assurance. The trade assurance is a program that support especially small businesses to place the first order on Alibaba.com, and is money back guarantee. So if a product arrives here in the US with low quality, with different the delivery time, it really can support a small business. And then when you establish a partnership, a relationship with a supplier, you can work on payment terms and different ways to transact and place orders.
That's great. I love that, because one of the things I do recommend, especially when we're dealing with all of the challenges in the world out there, is to work closely with your suppliers and to create a great relationship with them where you're partnerships and you're managing all these challenges together. And so I love that, how it's like you kind of set up the relationship, you get it going, you make sure it's safe and secure, and you're there if they need you, but you can also deal with it. We're running late on time, but I want to hear from you. Are there any other things that you feel like people would want to know about Alibaba.com or about just sourcing in general, tips for them before we close out today?
Yeah, sourcing is just one part of being a B2B e-commerce company. So you need also to think to sell your products, and selling B2B today is also through e-commerce platforms. I find a lot of US companies that they don't know Alibaba.com as a new sales channel, and also as a data platform. These are two ways that a company, especially buyers, in the US, we have 21 million buyers, but we don't have 21 million sellers. And the reason why, because they don't understand, but especially today, buyers here in the US, they're looking for products that are already here in the United States. So if you are a brand, you're a manufacturer, a private label manufacturer, you have a incredible opportunity right now, because brands here in the US, retailers, importer, distributors are looking for what we call US local stock. So if you're interested, we also have a special program with Easy Post. We support your clients, Laurie, to onboard free of charge and start selling wholesale on Alibaba.com. Because how we make money? We make money through memberships. We sell membership to brands, to manufacturers, to any supplier that wants to open a storefront. Is a year membership, and thanks to Easy Pause, is complimentary. So we have 25, I think, left membership that we can give away. So sourcing is just one side point.
Easy Post customers, really great opportunity. We love this partnership with Alibaba.com. They really have a lot of opportunities for you as shippers, as e-commerce sellers out there. So, how can they find out, Mattia, more information? Where should they go if they are interested in that?
As I said, I love building relationship and networks. So you can add me on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. So feel free to reach out to me through LinkedIn. Also, EasyPOS has my email address, but it's really easy. It's my name dot last name Alibaba Inc.com. So it's very easy to remember. I love to support, especially small businesses when they start sourcing or selling through Alibaba.com. And we have a team here in the US that is an amazing team.
I love it. The small businesses, you're secretly my favorites out there. Just a special place for small businesses in my heart too. Mattia, if they want your best wine recommendations from Italy, will you be willing to share that with them as well?
Yes, I will.
Perfect. Perfect. It's a win-win for everyone. So, thank you so much for being here. Thank you again, everyone. Love having this great conversation. Check out Alibaba.com. They're doing some really, really cool, innovative things over there these days. Love the AI move. Love that diversification. There's so much you can learn about them. Sourcing questions. Keep those relationships with your suppliers strong and make sure you're continually refining them. Great advice that we had here from Mattia today. And thank you so much again for being here.
Thanks, Laurie. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.